Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a viral moment that is stirring up a lot of emotion across social media. A trending TikTok video has taken over for your page everywhere, and it features a heartfelt apology delivered on behalf of Shiloh Hendricks. In the clip, a spokesperson comes forward to speak on Shiloh's behalf, addressing recent comments she made that sparked major backlash. The message: Shiloh is deeply sorry. She navigating a painful breakup and a complicated custody battle, and according to the video, her words were never meant to hurt anyone. But here is what has everyone talking. Viewers are split. Some are showing overwhelmingly support and empathy, understanding the pressure and pain behind the scenes. Others, however, are still skeptical, demanding accountability regardless of personal struggles. So what really happened before the camera started rolling? Why is Shiloh choosing silence on certain details, and is the internet ready to forgive? Stick around as we break down the full story, the reactions, and what this could mean for Shiloh's public image moving forward. Let's get into it.
I know you fucking lying.
I am speaking on the behalf of Shiloh Hendricks. She has asked me to speak for her, so she wants to tell everybody that she is very sorry for what she said. She is currently going through a lot. She is currently in the middle of a breakup and a custody battle. She did not mean what she said. Okay, she did not mean that at all. There was a lot that happened before she started getting filmed, okay? There was a lot. All of you don't know the real story. And that's because she doesn't want to hurt anybody else. She has already hurt enough people. So, again, on the behalf of Shiloh Hendricks, she is sorry, and she is asking for everybody's forgiveness. Thank you.
First of all, who is she? Who is she to Shiloh Hendricks? Second of all, she's sorry? She's so sorry that she couldn't get in front of the camera and say, I'm sorry for the hurt that I've caused herself? Third of all, she's raised $757,000 off of calling a 5-year-old black autistic child the N-word. She's so sorry that she's making $1 million off of her depravity. She's making this money off of being violent towards a child. But she's so sorry that she has yet to take this down. That once she reaches a goal, she increases her goal amount. That way she can make more money. But she is so sorry. You, lady, and Shiloh Hendricks can go play in somebody else's face. I don't know about the rest of the black community because I don't speak for the entire black community. We are not a monolith. I don't know about the parents of the 5-year-old black autistic child who Shiloh Hendricks attacked verbally by calling him the N-word. I don't know where they stand on this so-called apology, but yeah, I don't accept the apology. Not from you and not from her. And I hope she loses everything. I hope she loses her child in the custody battle. I hope she never sees one red cent from that fundraising campaign. And you, lady, you could go kick rocks with open-toed shoes on.
Just to let everybody know, I've actually seen this video floating around with people thinking that it is real. It's not. It's not. But that lady, who I want to call out of her name, has not apologized at all. She has doubled down. She truly believes what she has done was right. She has been collecting money. She has been the most deplorable person you have ever seen in your life. And there is a movement, check the other video that I did about this, but there is a movement to try to make it so she can't collect any of the money that she has tried to collect and that people have given her for calling that child with autism the N-word. The person who did this video like specializes in satire and rage bait and stuff like that. They actually put that in the bio of this channel, that you shouldn't take anything that they say seriously. So no, that video is not real. She did not apologize. As far as I know, she's not going through a divorce or a custody battle, nothing. She is just a deplorable person, and we need to make sure that she don't get nothing out of this, except for a bad name.
Adults are stupid. They're going to do stupid things. You're a different level of stupid when you bring kids into it.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Looks like we need a new theme song. White-splaining to white people. Okay, you don't know how to listen. That's the problem. You spent the first chunk of that video complaining that people are defending this child's actions. He's a 5-year-old, and 5-year-olds are unhinged and they do terrible things. And nobody's defending a 5-year-old for being a 5-year-old because he doesn't need to be defended. People are attacking a woman for calling him the N-word, an adult woman who couldn't control her shit. But you're blaming him. You're blaming the kid for being a kid. In your own words, he's 5 years old doing 5-year-old shit. And you're attacking him for that. That is exactly the same as saying, what was she wearing? You're doing the same thing, only for racism instead of rape. And don't bring kids into it. Who brought kids into it? This adult fucking woman calling him the N-word. She's the one who brought kids into it. The kid, as you said, was just a 5-year-old doing 5-year-old shit. But you're going to attack him? And complain that people are defending him? They should have been defending him against her. Not defending his actions, but whatever the fuck a 5-year-old did, if it's a problem, you go talk to his parents. You don't fucking attack him, who doesn't know any better. You dumb racist. And you're defending the racist. You're defending the racist. White people get called slurs all the time. That's just a straight up lie. Also, by your logic, if your kid did something terrible, I could go call him names. I shouldn't talk to you. I could just go call him names. And if anybody gives me shit, including you, the kid's mother, then you're just defending this terrible behavior. Every single thing in your video is ass backwards. But you got to play the victim. You got to turn it into, what was it? The term you used? Black fatigue? What the Let's make up some more reverse racism bullshit. You don't get to say racial shit anymore with impunity, and you don't like it. That's what's going on. A little bit of your privilege has been stripped away, and now you're crying victim. Grow the fuck up.
Alright, let's talk about what everyone has been seeing across TikTok and now spilling over into Twitter, Instagram and even Reddit trends. The video released on behalf of Shiloh Hendricks is raw, emotional and clearly intended to do one thing: apology. Now, first off and foremost, we have got to look at this for what it is. This isn't Shiloh herself speaking, it's someone speaking for her, and that detail right there has already split public opinion. There's a big difference between apologizing directly and having someone else do it for you, especially when the comment that sparked all of this came directly from her mouth. But before we jump to conclusions, let's look at what was said in this apology. The speaker tells us that Shiloh is going through a lot, a breakup, a custody battle, and as they put it, she didn't mean what she said. They stress that what we all saw on camera didn't include the full context, that a lot happened before she started getting filmed, and that she is choosing not to speak on the full story because she doesn't want to hurt anyone further. Now, here's the thing. That hits different directly depending on who you are and how much you know about the situation. For people who have been following Shiloh for a while, especially those familiar with her personal life, this has depth. It makes sense. You see someone under intense emotion stray, someone whose life is unfolding publicly in the middle of a storm, and you start to understand that mistakes can happen. Words can be said that hasn't meant. Pen can be spilled out in ways we don't always recognize in the moment. But here is where the public splits, while some people are responding with compassion. And yes, we have seen plenty of those comments. Others are not buying it. They feel that no matter what Shiloh is going through, it doesn't excuse the statement she made. And to be honest, that is fair. Because when you have a platform, especially one as big as Shiloh's, your words carry weight. You don't get to pick and choose when accountability applies. One major talking point has been the delivering of the apology itself. A lot of people are saying, why didn't Shiloh just speak for herself? And that is a valid question. When someone else apologizes for you, it can feel like a PR move. It can come off as damage control and not genius remorse, especially when we don't see the person's face, don't hear that their voice, don't get the direct eye contact that tells us, hey, I messed up and I'm owning it. Others are suggesting that maybe Shiloh wasn't emotionally in place where she could speak. And let's not ignore that that is not possibility. If she's genuinely struggling with her mental health, if she's in the thick of a custody battle, if she's trying to protect her kids or her former partner from public rotining, maybe silence is the most responsible option for now. Maybe having someone else speak was the only way she could communicate without making things worse. But that leads us to an important nuisance: silence can be powerful, but silence can also be interpreted as avoidance. And in a world that demands transparency, especially from public figures, people are always going to want more explanation, more detail, more emotional. And that is where the conversation about context comes in. The apology says there was a lot that happened before she started getting fame. That is a huge statement. It implies that the viral clip, whatever it was Shiloh said that got people upset, was only a slice of a much larger situation. And again, that is probably true. Social media doesn't give us the full story, ever, but here's the catch. If you don't give people context, they will create their own. And that is exactly what we are seeing. People are filling in the blanks. Some are saying she was provoked. Some believe she was taken out of context. Others think she's using personal hardship as an excuse, and the lack of clarity is hurting her more than anything else right now. One big theme I have noticed is the divide between personal accountability and public empathy. On one side, you have people saying we need to support each other, mental health matters, give her grace, and on the other side, you have flocks saying you don't get to use your trauma to justify hurting other people. And honestly, both sides have a point. You can be hurting and still be wrong. You can be going through hell and still be held accountable for your actions. That is not cruelty, that is maturity. Now let's talk impact. The situation is bigger than just Shiloh Hendricks. What we are seeing is another case study in how cancel culture, apology culture, and influencer vulnerability all collide. We want public figures to be real, to open up, to show their struggles, but we also hold them to incredibly high standard. And when they mess up, we don't always allow space for recovery. That tension is exactly what we are seeing play out right now. And maybe, just maybe, that is why Shiloh hasn't spoken for herself yet. Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she's scared. Maybe she knows that no matter what she says, people will twist it, repost it, remix it, and meme it into something that hurts her forever. That is the reality of being in the spotlight in 2025. But again, if you are not ready to speak, you also have to be ready to accept the consequences of that silence. Because people are demanding answers, people feel hurt, and people want to hear from her. So where do we go from here? If Shiloh wants to rebuild trust, she needs to show up eventually, not through a rip, not through a second-hand voice, but authentical as herself. She doesn't have to share everything, but she needs to acknowledge the pain her words caused, show growth, and give people something real to connect with. Until then, the apology video will continue to make the rounds. People will debate it, some will accept it, some won't. But the story isn't over. This isn't the conclusion. This is just the beginning of what could be a redemption arc or a long road of rebuilding. Alright, that is it for today's breakdown. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Shiloh's apology felt sincere, or did it miss the mark for you? Drop your take in the comments below. If you found this helpful or thought-provoking, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.